Okay, so this is a control board for my K40 for leveling the bed in Z-axis. Plus it has a couple of sensors on it for water flow, for canopy open, and it has a click encoder to modify the values, which you can see in the display. It has a water temperature sensor to check the water temperature. And yeah, so let's switch it on and see what it does. So you can see the 3 LEDs, which are pretty much indicating if the laser is able to fire, if the water is flowing, or if the canopy is closed. So if I push the button, which should be on the lid of the canopy, you see that the color of the rightmost LED is changing to green. And if I activate the water switch, water flow meter, you see that the one in the middle is changing as well. And if I also push the other one, then you will see that the first one is going to switch to red. So what else do we have? So if I use the click encoder and press it a little bit longer, so we get into the menu, you see that we can set the bed position, that we can do a homing, that we can switch I call it target laser on or off, switch another relay to switch light or fans or whatever. That I can set the steps. I can set the temperature unit from Fahrenheit to Celsius. I can set some temperatures where another relay is going to be activated when it reaches the higher temp. So it will be activated, and when it reaches the lower temp, it switches off again. And then I can set a set offset. So if my end switch for the set bed is not on the right level, a positive value would mean that it's after homing goes up, and the negative value would mean that the bed goes down. And then with LED brightness, I can modify the brightness of the LEDs. So that depends on where you mounted it, that you are not blind after a while. So if I want to set the bed position, so before I homed, I get a message home first. So let's do the homing. So when I do the homing, you would see the stepper motor running until I get into the end switch, and then it runs the other direction until it's off from the end switch, and then it stops, and you would see that we are in zero positioning, and the right value is the water temperature from the temperature sensor. So if I push a button again, now I can set the bed position. So I set it up to, let's say, 2 millimeters. And when I push a button, you will see that the stepper driver is running the bed downwards. And that's pretty much what it is.